Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. So this week we don't really have a theme, but seeing as Beau talked about his trip to France, I thought I would tell you guys about the time I went to the UK. Now because I'm a really big kid, there were three things that stuck out for me when we went to the UK. Number one, the 7-story toy shop called Hamleys. Number two, St. Paul's Cathedral because of Mary Poppins, and I love Mary Poppins. And number three, Leeds Castle, because it just, I'll get onto that. Hamleys, oh my god. We got there and there were sub-basement levels and we went to the bottom, started at the bottom, and it had like so many things, like Lego and video games, and there was like gigantic life-size Lego, God knows what. There was a whole level dedicated to young girls' toys. There was a whole level dedicated to young guys' toys. There was video games, there was movie memorabilia, right down to the Da Vinci Code cryptex, to wands, even chess games of every single theme you can think of, like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and just so many different things that you could just get, and trading cards, and oh my god, it was amazing. I really had to refrain from buying at least 5 things from each level because I don't know, things that are shiny and new and flashy and stuff just make me want to buy. I'm the world's biggest consumer, I swear. So, St. Paul's Cathedral. Now, I wanted to visit there because of the song that Mary Poppins sings called Feed the Birds. And it was breathtaking. Now, unfortunately, when I was there, it was closed for God knows what reasons. That was really disappointing, but we got to sit on the steps, we got to take all kinds of things with us. So I mean, we couldn't go in, but it was good enough for me. I mean, I'm really easily content, and it was beautiful. I mean, standing somewhere that they filmed Mary Poppins, and oh yeah, it was fantastic. And also with Leeds Castle, I mean, I love Tudor movies, I love Victorian movies, and just to go and be able to explore like a proper stately manor or castle sort of thing was just amazing. My cousin Jack, who lives over there with my auntie and obviously younger cousin Isabella and my uncle, he and I both took the historical tour, where it tells you different things about each different room and you carry on as it's finished talking to you about it, and I learned all kinds of things, and who had owned the castle, and the lady who'd recently restored it, I can't remember her name right now, but she took it upon herself to completely restore the castle and then put it on display to the public, and I think she's had it for 30 years, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that. But once we were finished with that, we went like outside, and there was like a proper real life maze, like with hedges, proper real life maze, and oh, it was so cool, and like a grotto underneath, and we all did the maze and everything, and didn't realize that the exit was under the bridge that you used to that you used to enter the maze. And my cousin Jack, I don't know if he'd been on it before, but I took him through, and we get to the center, and we go down, and we come back out, and he goes, "Why didn't we walk through this way first?" And it didn't really click to me, but yeah, the exit was literally under the bridge, and if you really wanted to cheat, you could have just gone that way in and just popped up and been like, "Yeah, I did it in 3 seconds." Not that anybody did that. I mean, what would be the fun of cheating in a maze? I mean, mazes are amazing. Why would you? Yeah, no, that just ruins the fun. Among other things, I ate a lot of bread pudding because it's delicious, and the British make the best bread pudding. I went to a little town called Malden, I think it was called, and it was like, I think it was on the coast. No, it wasn't. Oh, I don't know. I remember seeing a body of water. Not sure if it's the ocean, but anyway, we went to a pub there called the Queen's Head, and I had this steak and kidney pie, and oh my god, it was like a piegasm, more or less, to be quite honest. It was amazing. It was like the pastry melted in your mouth, and it was actually like proper gravy with pieces of kidney and pieces of steak in it, and it was literally the best pie I'd ever had. And we went to an inn called the Derby Digger in Essex, where it was, I think, about £10, and you got like two choices of about 3 to 4 different kinds of meats and poultry or whatnot, some peas, some other mixed vegetables, and then drowning it all in gravy with a Yorkshire pudding. And £10 in Australia, that nothing is what no kind of really nice dinner at an inn or a pub or anything is that cheap. It was so delicious, and it was so warm because we were there in April, and end of April, 26th. And I suppose for them that was entering the summer. So there was obviously May, but it's towards summer. So when we went in there, I wasn't expecting it to be really warm, and I literally had to take my jacket off because it was that warm. I was getting flushed, and it was insane. A little bit flushed. For those of you who watch Carl Barron, probably not. Anyway, so after that, it was this beautiful Sunday, and soft drinks, I think, were more or less as much as you could drink. So that was fantastic. And then we went to London, and we did the I like to call it, traveling the Monopoly board. We basically went to all the different places on the traditional Monopoly board via either tour bus or just going around. And then there was Bath, and Bath is like taking a step back a bit into history. Not that it's specifically, like, God knows, like 18th century, but some of the buildings are so old, and it has a water hospital, which is unseen and really unheard of in this day and age in a lot of places around the world. We haven't really used water hospitals in a very long time. And there was the Roman baths, which I also took a historical tour because I love learning, I love history. And there was all kinds of things, and all the pebbles, all the cobblestone roads, and all the little alleys, and all the high-rise buildings, like 2-3 story, and it was such a warm, cozy town, like this little pocket of just gorgeous architecture in like the south of England. And it took us about, I think it was 2 hours to get there because we were more northwest. And on the way we stopped at Stonehenge, and again, historical tour. And because I love history, I love learning. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. I think more people should be into preserving history and not just knocking it down, because here in Australia, after about 50 years of history, they like to just knock shit down and build new things on top. We don't really have any proper theatres left in Queensland because they knocked them down, so we just have the ones in the city, and those are not really like typical theatres. They're really sort of modern, there's nothing red, velvet seat and gold trim kind of antiquity of our theatres, and that's something that I really was disappointed about going to England. I never actually got to go to West End and actually watch anything. I didn't really watch something specific, just a production. I mean, Phantom was celebrating their 25th anniversary at the time, so I would have done anything to go and watch, but it was 2 weeks, and no one in my family but me is really into musical theatre, so that went to the shits, for lack of a better, disappointing phrase. I can't really describe it any better than that. It just went to the shits. So yeah, other than that, the day that we arrived was the day that the princess was being coronated, I think it was. The wedding, that's what it was, the wedding. The day of the wedding was the day we arrived in England, so we kind of spent the first day doing nothing because, there was nothing really to do. Everything was closed off, everyone was at home watching the wedding and watching Victoria Beckham. God knows why she got an interview. Anyway guys, I think that's more than enough from me. I shall see you guys next week. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please comment. I love comments. Let's chat and stuff. And I'll leave links in the description below for any other social media connection that you'd like to have with me. Otherwise, that's everything from me from this week. Ciao for now. This video was brought to you by the colour blue-black and the disposition of turbidity. We will see you next time on Time of Gay. Bye bye now.